And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Playoff Sports Talk Live. Yes, we
whoa. That deserves a 5. Whoa. It's not a good evening for any of the Kansas City Royal fans tuning in.
No. Sucks, man. Sucks.
Good evening for you, all clean shaven. Big
yeah.
Day.
Started itching, man. Got it. When it
Hey,
starts
buddy,
itching, it's got to go, man. Not too bad. Not too bad. Playoff baseball. I know Niners are going on, and it's probably going to be slim pickings until that game is over. I think it's got about 4 minutes left in the game, somewhere around there.
Yeah, a lot of guys tuned into that. I've got the Sharks game on. That's what I'm into.
Yeah, you got the ship. Macklin's got his first NHA goal. I'm guessing it's going to be first of many, right?
What'd I tell you? First overall pick. 7:01, I think, in the first period. A little deflection. You and I were looking at the replay.
Woo!
That takes skill, man. That
takes some damn skill.
Skill.
He was spinning around, backhands it towards the middle, right? I think he was trying to get the assist, but it goes off the defenseman. Was it the defenseman? I don't know. It was one of the Blues' skate. And
yeah, the defenseman.
Right in. It was
backing in on the goaltender.
Yep. And bounces off a skate into the goal. Macklin with his first goal.
Is Eric getting a little buzz for hockey or what?
Oh, it's just cool. It's just a way to see how it went down. Hockey's always been fun. I've always loved.
And guess what? The goaltender for St. Louis playing today because they played yesterday to open up the season or 2 days ago. They're playing again today. So they got the backup goaltender in net. His name is Joel Hofer. Guess where he's from?
The Bay Area.
Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, 24-year-old, third year in the league.
Is he any good?
Well, he wasn't looking good on that first goal.
Well, it's hard to blame him. I mean, he was following the puck, but it went off the guy's skate. Right?
Hey, let's talk some baseball.
Yeah, exactly.
1-1 Sharks, 3:49 in the first period remaining, and it's a 1-1 tie. And how about the Yankees? They wrap it up. Cleveland lived to see another day.
Yes. Thanks to David Fry with that 2-run shot.
Hey, Robert.
Class A came in. What's up, Robert? Class A came in. Yeah,
he's texting me. He's messaging us. He's all over. He's working. He said he was talking to the players and the scouts today, and he's saying, you got to check out Shark Bites. So,
oh, there you go. Nice.
Robert is always, Robert is our like number.
He's everywhere, man.
1A fan. He's everywhere. He's passing out cards. Check out the show. So that's cool. I think he's there. Obviously, if he's talking to the players, he must be at the game. So.
Must be there.
It doesn't surprise me.
But the Class A came in. He had a 5-out save. A 5-out save. He got out of that 8th inning, coming to 9th inning, had that leadoff double. Yeah. Ooh, I didn't like that leadoff double. He was allowed that run to score, but that insurance. Did you see how they scored that insurance run?
Yes,
Cleveland. Imagine that. Small ball was able to advance the runners and score the run. Didn't even record an out, man. That was fantastic to see. There you go, man. There's a lot of different ways to score runs, and it doesn't always have to be with the damn long ball. Man, that was awesome to see. The Guardians.
You're not going to believe this. Now, I hate to interrupt you, and I know this isn't our forte. Macklin Celebrini has just set up a goal. So he's got a goal and an assist in the first period of his first game.
Well, there you go.
Start. Wow.
There you go. Wow. Hey, this might be something big, Glenn. This might be something big.
Hey, who drafted him? Who scouted him and drafted him?
Yeah, how about that?
You know who drafted him?
The Sharks.
Yeah. Ned Coletti.
Yeah, he was part of it. There was but I mean, because they got the first pick, they were going to get him anyways, right? I mean, he was going to go to whoever had the first pick. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? When you get later in the picks,
but Eric, it's like any other sport. You gotta know who you're going to pick, man. There are other good players, but I'm glad they picked him. He's a local kid, so he's got it made.
Yeah, I mean, it's come on, right? Exactly. It's
Wow.
going to be something.
New beginning in Sharks hockey tonight. Wow.
Yes, it is.
A goal and an assist. The fans are going to go, you know what? They're going to, as I always say, they're going to pay his salary in merch.
Yep.
Everybody's going to want a
Absolutely.
number 71 jersey. Wow, I'm really, man, I don't want to be here tonight. Anyway,
I got the feeling. I don't think he's going to be done with just one goal tonight. What do you think? You think he's getting at least another goal? I bet he gets at least another goal.
He's in on it's like I say, it's 2:05 to go in the opening period. Sharks have a 2-1 lead. Celebrini had the opening goal. Now he's assisted on the second goal of the game. I'm not sure who scored it. Oh, it was Tyler Toffoli. So that's good. So and they just hit the post.
Bing! That is something. Dude, when you're at a game and you hear that, whether it hits the crossbar or the freaking post, that is like the most.
I'm listening to the Blues broadcast, and they're like, "Oh my goodness!"
Who took the shot?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. You got too much going on. But David Fry comes again through with that big 2-run home run. Clase was able to shut it down in the ninth, even though he had that leadoff double. So now he goes to Game 5 to Cleveland. But guess who's lurking in Game 5?
Lurking?
Who is lurking?
Who's poking around?
Yeah, good old Tariq Skubal. He'll probably take.
Oh.
Hey, there you go. He will take the ball. I'm guessing probably on Saturday. It's going to be interesting. So we got a do or die on Friday and a do or die on Saturday. Should be a lot of fun. Those last two DS games.
How are you feeling watching the games? Because I still can't get into the American League, Eric.
I can't. I was trying to watch that Yankees game and I couldn't get into it, man.
I was watching some sports-related programming today, flipping around, ESPN, Fox Sports 1. Boy, Bob Costas, he's before the firing squad, isn't he?
I told you, man, everybody is after him.
I just think he calls a smooth game. I mean, he's
right.
I don't know. I don't put much into that.
I hear you. Yeah, I like him too. I love listening to him talk about baseball. Calling a game and maybe not so much. I don't know. He's a legend. What do we got in here? Robert Skaters, we want Soto. Question is, can he convince Boris to get the Giants to get to the right place? Huh?
Oh, I think he can.
It's gonna be. By the way, I saw an interesting stat. New York Yankees bullpen. Did you hear what their ERA was through the ALDS?
No, I did not. 0?
0. The Yankees bullpen had a 0 ERA through the ALDS, man. They locked it down.
Eric, do you recall who I picked for the World Series this year, 24?
You said the Yankees and the Dodgers.
Let's see what happens. Tomorrow's the big game. I'm all
tomorrow, dude.
Really
my God, dude.
I can't wait for tomorrow.
Oh, and it's gonna start late, which sucks. I was wishing it would start a little bit earlier, but that is gonna be something. By the way, hold on, let's take a look.
Still no word on who starts for the Dodgers.
There you okay, that's it. I was just gonna look.
I knew you were going there.
Wow.
I just looked it up.
Wow.
We got Darvish, 7-3. Looked good in the other game. And,
he looked great. Yeah.
Dodgers are, keeping it under the radar, so to speak.
Interesting. It's going to be one of two, right? Yamamoto, Flaherty. Yamamoto.
I say they start.
Or it's either or. It's one of the other, right? And you'll probably see the other one come in if things get a little bit weird.
All right. End of the first period, 2-1. There we go.
Wow. There we go.
It's hard for me. I got one ear on the game and one ear on you. I'm sort of like.
Yeah, I hear you. And I got my window
open. Guys,
it's really nice.
No, we got a low. Yeah. We got a low.
It is LD. Tonight. It is. It ain't going to be Ohtani. No way, dude. No way.
Good evening to all 11 of you watching right now. Oh, we got 12.
Oh, I know. I got the window open.
I know they're not watching the Sharks. Everybody's watching football. I don't know why.
My neighbors down the way are going absolutely apeshit, and they're huge Niners fans, so something big must have happened. I just don't know what.
Let me just check, see what the score is.
I have no. It's close game. 29-24.
San Francisco first and goal in the Seattle 5, so they may have just scored.
Yeah, that's what it must have been, a big run or something, or a pass or something.
I'm wearing my Sharks hat tonight.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that. But
gotta get you to a game. That's what we got to do. We got to get you to a game this year with me.
what? Sharks, dude.
Yeah.
I love hockey. I used to go watch it all the time when I was in Arizona.
Got to get
awesome,
you to
man.
a game.
It might be a little bit easier. Actually, it's not easier to get to San Jose. Again, you got to take the damn 680, then you got to cross over to the freaking 880.
You know that long-standing question, Eric, being posed to you. Do you know the way to San Jose? La, la, la. I got to work with the music into this every time.
With my cell phone, yes. No, honestly, I know how to get to San Jose, but as far as like around San Jose, that's a different story.
We're in the intermission, and just shows me on my phone San Francisco's in the red zone, up 29-24. Only a buck and change left in that game. I watched the NBA. I wasn't watching so much baseball tonight. I was watching the WNBA playoff game. Best basketball game I have ever seen.
Interesting.
They hit they were down 4. What was it? Down 4, down 3. Hit a 3 bucket from deep. The girl fell to the floor, threw it up, fell, looks up, it went in, and was fouled. So she got the extra pass. Then it went to overtime, and then, Minnesota was down by 15 points in the fourth quarter. Won it in overtime.
Wow. Nice.
Yep. Great game. Wow. I wasn't even going to watch it. I wasn't feeling it now that Caitlin's out, but great game.
Nice.
The two best, and you know what? You couldn't ask for anything better in any sport. The 2 best teams in the league in the final.
There you go. That's all you ask for, right? The best.
All you want. And it gives you.
Okay. Speaking of the best, okay. Let me get. I kind of guess who's gonna win tomorrow. NLDS.
Dodgers
win.
Yeah.
What do you think the score will be? Or not even worry about it. Just.
I don't know about the score. Yamamoto gets the win, 9 strikeouts. I just gotta go.
Oh man, you just gotta go there. Oh man, dude.
Watch my life. You won't even start.
It's just gonna be. It's gonna be.
I think you know why I think
it's gonna be nerve-wracking, dude.
Either way, if they go with either pitcher, it's gonna be okay. But you know why I think they'll go with Yamamoto?
Why is that?
They're paying them the big.
They pay them the money. They pay them the money. You're right. It's a great point. But I think he's going to be on a short leash. I think he's going to be if he's looking bad in that first inning and he's already given up maybe 2 runs in that first inning, I wouldn't be surprised if they yank him. I wouldn't be surprised. Touchdown 49ers. All right, there we go.
It's now 36-24. So that game, you know what? San Francisco's going to win, but certainly not the dominance I expected against Seattle.
Yeah, exactly. You expected to be a little bit more of an ass whooping than letting Seattle stick around.
A lot of people poo-pooing on the Niners. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how the whole season pans out.
And the 49er channels are gonna get all the love tonight.
Oh, 100%.
Get all 16 people hanging out with us here.
Oh yeah, I already figured that was gonna happen, dude.
Yeah.
When
Robert, you're in the chat over there. I see you to my right. He's talking a little ball. Are you at the hockey game, Robert?
Oh, here we go.
He's probably working the chat while he's at the game in the intermission. So, Robert Duville. My phone has yet to say, you have a message from Robert Duville.
Robert Duville.
He did message me. He messaged me earlier. I'm just reading some crazy stuff here, man. Oh, jeez. Anyway, this may be the most uneventful Giant Sports Talk Live.
Oh, it's going to be. I knew it was going to be. I knew it. I just knew it.
Yeah. And like I said, I wasn't really into the games today. I don't know about you guys in the chat. Were you?
Nope.
What did you think of them?
Not at all.
I
was happy.
American League games. What?
I was happy the Guardians advanced because I want to see the Guardians go. I know a lot of people are rooting for Tigers, but I want to see the Guardians go. And honestly, if the Tigers win, I'd be just as happy probably. But I don't know. I just want to see the Guardians take it. I wanted to see them win. I wanted to see them win the World Series back in 2016. for the simple fact that the Cubs beat the Giants in 2016. The Giants should have they had a closer, man. They could have gone the distance in 2016. They freaking blew it, dude. What's up, Christian? What we can't talk about? Oh, Salvi, yeah, dude, Christian. He had a great regular season, but yeah, not so much. I mean, granted, he did have that one home run. I mean, that helped him, but yeah, I don't know how he's still doing, especially as a catcher and how old he is, man. That is something, to be honest with you. It's going good, Christian. Hopefully you're doing good, dude. Hopefully you're doing good.
You'll never guess what Bernice is doing tonight.
Juan Soto's coming to San Francisco, Christian.
Oh, jeez. Did you hear that, Christian? Oh, Christian! Juan Soto's coming.
Hello. Hey, Juan Soto's coming to San Francisco. Can you hear me? Oh, man.
So Bernice isn't watching any sports tonight. You'll never guess where Bernice is at.
The Sphere.
She sent me a picture of a dog and a heart. And of course, I got it. Boom. I said, you're not going to see him. A dog and a heart.
I couldn't. Nope.
Donny Osmond.
Donny Osmond?
She went to see Donny Osmond, Donny and Marie. And they called it puppy love.
Whew.
And then tomorrow night, she's got the Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, it was that whole bullpen was atrocious, Christian. Atrocious. You couldn't get one damn out, man. One out. Bochy went to the pin like 500 different times and couldn't get
Bernice was at that game.
Out. Oh!
Bernice was at that game in the front row, third base, right at third base.
Pissed off. Listen to this. I was outside watering the grass. Yep, had the radio going with me because I was like, okay, I can't do this no more. I gotta change it up. Gotta change it up. So I took the radio out in the front yard, sitting there watering, and I just heard it all unfold, and I was just shaking my head.
I often joke about bringing the popcorn salesman into, or the guy dishing out the cotton candy, but they literally could have called anybody to close that game for them that year, man. They're nobody. And guys, if you remember 2016, what was it? That was 2017, Eric?
2016.
Sorry, 16. Yeah, 2016. Another prime example. Needed bullpen to help at the trade deadline and did nothing. And what bit them? And I was so PO'd because if they had won that game, and they were winning. That's the problem. They were winning. If they'd gone back to Chicago tied for game number 5, the Cubs were pretty scared of the pitching matchup.
Yep.
You remember
100%. Juan Cueto. Remember what Juan Cueto
Cueto.
Johnny Cueto said?
Juan. You got Juan on the brain.
You hear that? Oh my God, dude.
Juan Cueto.
Juan Cueto. God damn. Something about coconuts. That you guys ain't got the coconuts, supposedly. That's what he told the Cubs. You guys don't have the coconuts, he said.
It's a major league line.
Dude, Cueto was great in 2016, dude. He was so great. I have not seen the Eagles documentary, Senior.
Bernice will be at the concert. Senior asks, where at? They are playing at the infamous Sphere, the big dome.
Yeah, aren't they playing there all year?
Yeah, they do.
Aren't the Eagles there all year doing the whole Las Vegas thing? Right?
Yeah. I just saw Grateful Dead play at the Sphere the last go-round. I love your enthusiasm for Soto, Eric, Christian says, but they will lose Stanton's power bat. Do they really want to give him up? Money talks and BS walks. Money talks, Soto walks. How about that?
It's I still, again, this is my thinking, Christian.
Right on, D-Shot.
If Soto, you got me exactly. If Soto wants to be the guy, he's never going to be the guy in New York. That's the only look. The Giants can. I think the Giants can actually pay more than the Yankees. I think so. You should be able to, but they want to be the guy. That's gonna. Again, I keep going back to that. If he wants to be the guy, he could be the guy in San Francisco.
I wanted to be
He
the
will
guy.
never be the guy over.
And I'm your second fiddle, Eric.
Yeah,
Eric,
I'm the guy of Giant Sports Talk Live.
Eric and his co-host Glenn. Thanks.
I'm the judge and you're the Soto. I guess that's how it's going, right? Something like.
Yeah, he was awesome in that series, LD.
That Christian, that's the only thing I'm hanging my hat on is the money and being the guy. That's it. Other than that, the Giants really got nothing else to market, to be honest with you. I mean, we got some young guys who may be able to do something in Ramos and Fitzgerald and Lee and Eldridge. But
now that,
I don't know.
Now that I recall, I call it our new regime. It's going to be a first test. Do they dish out the money, Eric?
Okay, here we go. You know what? Since we're old, we could let's get into the Giants, I guess. Why not?
Open forum. Talk whatever you want.
Yeah, why not? Do you see the Giants? I can't see it. And I don't know if any of you guys can see it. Do you see the Giants pulling off some type of trade, like a big trade, something that breaks, like something that hits the headlines? Because look, there's the only thing that's out there as far as free agents. You got Max Fried, you got Corbin Burns. Who else? Who's the other? Jack Flaherty.
Get Bochette in a trade.
Yeah, I think that would make the headlines. But is there anyone else? I mean, we all know about the Bichette thing. Is there anything else out there that the Giants could do? Because what does the Giants need? What is the Giants need? Not a want, per se.
Right side, everything. Right field, first, second,
and shortstop.
I wouldn't mind a catcher myself, but
how could we imagine it?
Dr. Sammy Munchkin.
Sammy Munchkin.
Who's that? Do you know Dr. Sammy?
Don't know Dr. Sammy, but welcome. I think I've seen him in the chat before.
Okay. Not familiar with that. I thought that name would stand out.
Snell, Soto, Goldschmidt, Adames, Kim, Fried, Burns. Go get them all. Oh, Profar. I forgot Profar is going to be a free agent. Need a catcher. I see. He says trade for Vlad. I just don't see.
I don't think the
Vlad. I don't see the Vlad. I see the Bo Bichette. I can see the Bo Bichette. I just can't see the Vlad. And I like the Max Fried. But
I can't see. But Vlad is too good a player. And I just can't see the Jays saying, here, we'll make a trade for all your crappy minor league.
Bailey is here to stay. There's no doubt about it. Bailey's here to stay. Tom Murphy, they already paid him unless they move off of his contract. It's going to be Tom Murphy. I just, you know what? I don't want to see the whole thing. I do not want to see Chapman batting third or fourth. I don't think that's where he needs the bat. He needs the bat like in sixth or seventh. And the only way he could bat in the sixth or seventh position is go out and getting a big bat. But who is that big bat? The Giants need one big bat.
Is Polar Bear free agent, or does he get a year left? He's a free agent.
He's a free agent. I don't want him. I don't want Alonso.
Okay. What happens if we wake up one morning around December and I say, Eric, did you read the news? And you're like, what news? It's snowing in San Francisco, baby. The Polar Bear. And would you be like, I don't want him. Don't want him. Or would you be like, all right.
It was more like, all right, but I don't want him. I don't.
All right. So what you're telling me is you can live with Wilmer.
Again, I'm tired of the typical, I call it typical because that's what it is today. I'm tired of the typical 220 to 240 hitter. I just.
All right, Christian, if you think the Blue Jays are ripe for a rebuild and you're trying to team them up with San Francisco, who do we trade? If you're the Blue Jay general manager, who are you telling the Giants you want for Vladdy?
That's going to be expensive. Even though he's only got 1 year, it's still going to be somewhat expensive.
I think he gets shopped elsewhere because the Blue Jays just go, we're really not interested in your scraps. Don't think so. Just can't see it. Shea Langoliers, another guy who can't hit his weight. No. I want real players, Eric. I don't want
I
Shane
want,
Hughes.
come on. I want someone who's going to go out there and give you a professional at bat. I keep saying that. Goodness gracious. Ramos is a good 3-hitter. I agree. Soto would be perfect in the 4. Gosh. Or the way they're doing it.
Christian Luciano Wisenhunt, player to be named later. All right.
For who?
What else? Not for Vladdy. Who else?
For Vladdy?
Who are the other 4 players you're giving away?
Well, I don't think it's going to be that much. It will be a little bit less because he's going to be in a walk year. But there's no guarantee he signs with the Giants, right? I mean, isn't that look? How much do you think Vladdy's going to get in free agency in 2026? Oh, by the way, guess who his agent is? Take a guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You got to be careful. If you're going to spend the money, might as well spend it on someone like Soto. Vlad, I guess, could be too. He might be a little bit. Oh, yeah, he'll be less than Soto, but he's going to get paid, and there's no guarantee that he signs with the damn Giants. So you give up your prospects for a 1-year rental. I look. Trade. See, that's something that's a lot more difficult to do than just doing the trade, because so many things have to fall in line for that. So many things. What's up, Dilly?
Hey, Dilly. Dr. Dilly.
See, and that's the thing with Soto. You just got to pay him the money again if he wants to come here. Same thing with Vladdy. Does he want the trade? May not even happen for the simple fact, oh, I don't want to be in San Francisco, right? That could be. I just don't know, man. That's a great question, Christian. I mean, let's think about it. Who's his agent? I think it's not more about who Chapman is recruiting. It's more about who is Chapman's agent recruiting. Because if you know, Scott Boras seems to know a few people, especially for next year. Maybe there's something to that. And and everything that you're seeing, everyone's talking about bringing back. Everyone is talking about bringing back championships to the San Francisco Giants, right? Now, they didn't give a timeline. They didn't give a timeline on when this is going to happen. Are they talking about an immediate turn and an immediate flip? Hey, we're going to go in like 2 to 3 years. If you want to talk about championship baseball in 2 to 3 years, then it has to be Soto.
I don't know. Rooker's getting up there in age, isn't he? One-hit wonder.
I don't know, man.
I wouldn't go after Rooker.
I hope.
If we're going to build around 25-year-old players, Eric, I don't want Rooker.
I hope Posey comes out and tells us the plan. Are they trying to win in 25, or are they trying to develop and building for the 4? Great point, Senior. But the thing is, how's it going to look for the organization if they sit there and if they bust out the R word, even though they never use it? If they bust out the R word, how do you explain the last 6 seasons? That looks worse, quote unquote, for the organization as a whole than it does to just Posey. Right? Granted, Posey's here to change things around, but that's a pretty big indictment against the organization. If you're sitting there over the last 6 years, you're telling me you couldn't have done anything as far as drafting and developing. You know that. I don't know, man. I guess we'll find out soon enough, Senior. Come after the World Series, I think things will start becoming a little bit more clear.
Yeah, but
damn,
Dilly,
dude.
I don't think you have to send the. He says, look, I'll bring that up. He says you'd have to sign Soto first for me to be okay with sending the farm to Toronto for Bo. In a circumstance like that, I'd be all right with that. But I don't think you got to give up the farm for Bo Bichette.
Hold on, I could tell you here in a bit.
I don't think you got to give up the farm to get a Bo Bichette.
Come on, damn thing. Hold on. I got to see how many years of control he has. That's going to be the telling.
Burns is a Boris client. Vladdy is a Boris. Jesus.
Where are we at?
Maybe Eric, I've come up with an idea. Maybe they should just sign Scott Boras to be the GM. He seems to lure in the top players, doesn't he? Everybody in his stable of talent is a top player.
Shit. He's a free agent in 2026. Bo Bichette is a free agent in 2026. If he's that means he's not going to cost as much. That's the key. If you trade for Bo Bichette, It won't cost as much as Vladdy. And it's a need, because Vladdy is not a need for the team for the simple fact that we don't need a first baseman. He's a need for the bat, but he's not a need for the position. Eldridge is going to be able to suffice at that position. And of course, his bat, that's where it projects to be, right? So if you could go and get, you mentioned pitching and defense. He has, Grand Admiral. Yes, he has.
Yes, he has. But we're talking about a team that was absolutely crap hitting with runners in scoring position, hitting for average.
Yes.
So it's more than just pitching and defense, in my opinion. I
agree.
Need some bats.
And Posey's got to know that, right?
We need some speed. Lineup, we need everything.
Speed means nothing anymore, man. Only in certain clubs do speed mean anything. Right now, to the San Francisco Giants, again, unless the philosophy changes with Buster, speed means nothing right now to this club. Nothing.
I just think they're missing the boat playing in this ballpark.
I think, look, this is the problem. Farhan has dug the organization in a hole. And you got to do a lot.
How old's Burns?
Who? Oh, he's 30.
See, why is everybody
30 or
going
31?
30-year-olds, Eric? Why did Burns?
Because I'll tell you why. It's because of the game. You don't hit free agency these days until you're in there. You're the low, or until you're like right at 30 or low 30s. That's when players are eligible to hit free agency, because once they come up, you got 6 years of control, 6 years before they hit free agency. And that's why Soto and Harper, those are kind of like, you don't see that happen very often, where guys are coming up at their age 19 season, so then they can hit free agency that much quicker. Now, like, for example, Jackson Chourio, he would be in the same boat, but guess what Milwaukee did? They signed him to that big contract, right? Granted,
you're being propositioned by Dilly, by the way.
I can't remember. I'll have to look to see how many. I think they bought out all his arbitration, right? I don't know if they got into any of his free agent years, but that's why I say go get Soto, because you're not going to see a guy with that type of talent at that age. Everyone is older.
Play him next year. Doesn't need a solid year in AAA. He says they've wrecked prospects by rushing them or taxi squatting them. Well, Eric,
that's true.
I disagree. They haven't wrecked the prospects by rushing them. They've wrecked the prospects by keeping them down in the minors.
No. I'll tell you, I will push back on that one, because if you looked at Meckler and Matos, they rushed them through because they were hitting at all those levels. Luciano, they rushed through. Harrison, to a certain extent, was rushed through, especially in AAA, because the guy was not ready, I don't think, to come up to the big leagues. I don't think he was ready. I think he needed some more time. Harrison, yeah.
Harrison? Oh, I agree there.
Yeah. So the club has rushed guys, but they've also had guys that have just been sitting down there. Guys like Ramos. Who else has been down there that they never really? Well, it's mostly Ramos was the guy recently.
There's a lot of guys there that aren't going to come up. Villar, he's not coming up. He's essentially a AAA player. Nobody's going to want to trade for him.
Exactly. I'm looking at what Grand Admiral. Perfect. They were crap with runners in scoring position because Ahmed, Slater, Brooks, Hill got too many at-bats. Plus Chapman and Solera are five-hole hitters, and they were leading off and cleaning up too much. 100%, dude. I don't want to see Chapman. I'm telling you, I don't want to see him in a 3 or 4. I don't.
I still call it a rebuild. I said to you 3 months ago, I said, they got to burn this down and rebuild, man. And they really do. They really do, man. They got.
I mean, they got pieces, right? Okay,
4 or 5 pieces, but there's a lot of. You got to bring in a lot of pieces, Eric.
Look. This is where are they solid at? They're solid right now at third base, at least for the next 6 years. Third base is locked down, right?
Third,
left field with Ramos, center field with Jung-Hoo Lee. The middle infield up to grabs, shortstop and second base. More than likely, it's probably going to be Fitzgerald. We'll say Fitzgerald at second base, okay? For all intents and purposes, second base is good with Fitzgerald. Catcher is good with Bailey. First base will probably be good with Eldridge. So we're talking about shortstop. We're talking about right field, right?
second.
Shortstop, right field. I think Fitzgerald's going to lock down that second base. I think so.
And LD says Bailey in the 4 or 5 spot is horrible too. Well,
oh, that's stupid. I agree.
A non-negotiating point.
Stupid.
He should be batting 8th.
8th.
He's your 8th hitter.
He's your 8th place hitter. Yes.
A lot, Eric. You're basically, so what you're saying, Eric, we got to bring half a lineup. Like, there's a lot of pieces missing, man.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about the starting rotation. I see Senior talking about trading Webb because of what you could get back. I don't see Posey doing that.
What is Dilly up to? He's poking out questions and innuendo to you.
All right, yeah, let's do it, man.
Willing to drop the StreamYard link?
Absolutely.
Oh, I mean, drop it for him. I was like,
Yeah.
drop the StreamYard. We're not going anywhere yet. We've only been on 35 minutes.
No, he means no, we're not ending the stream abruptly.
You guys
All
want to drop
right, Dilly, here we
He
go.
was saying a few minutes ago, he said, I can't talk to you guys on air. I want to talk to you off air. So
Yeah, it's hard. Really, when you're trying to get a really good point across, it's hard to do it.
Oh my geez, they're dropping in like.
All right, let's bring in Dilly. What's up, Dilly? I know what you're talking about. It's hard to get your idea across to the chat. It's better just to come in. It is.
Yeah, no, and like word count and all that kind of stuff. I just felt like it better be spoken than anything because it's drawn out. And I don't know, like I said, I was talking to one of my buddies today, and he brought the idea to my attention, and I thought it was very interesting. It was an interesting avenue of addressing a need.
I'm gonna hear it,
and it would take a lot of moving parts. But anyway, so I was told, and take this all with a grain of salt because I'm going off of what my friend said. So I was told that the Twins are selling their organization.
I heard.
And so the Twins,
that was news today.
Typically when organizations are changing ownership, they don't like the long-term financial commitments.
I know where you're going. I saw it on Twitter, man.
Well, yeah.
Oh, here we
Why
go.
not?
Carlos Correa.
Yeah, go
Here
full
comes.
circle with the man himself and bring him back to the Bay.
All right, let's hear
from the Giants to the Mets to the Twins to the Giants. The Carlos Correa path.
There you
homecoming.
go. Thanks, Rox.
You
I
think?
agree.
Yeah, but do you think he's got a bad
Rox.
taste in his mouth now, Eric?
Well, no. The guy who had the bad taste in his mouth is out of here, dude.
Yeah,
he's out of here. It was because of Farhan, dude. It was 100% because of Farhan.
Oh, I understand that. I mean, but if I'm offered work with a company and all that goes down, I'm like, I want nothing to do with you guys. Like,
it might not be the organization. It might just because of Farhan.
And there's no guarantee. The Twins, it was just a modest. They might go up for sale. They might. They're thinking about selling the team. There's nothing locked in. It could be years away. So
that's interesting.
I don't know, because I would have absolutely agreed and not even questioned it about the whole Farhan thing with Correa, but I feel like the merit behind it being like strictly Farhan's fault why that didn't work out was kind of like ruined, because when he went to the Mets, and they basically said the same thing. It was like, well, okay, well, at least it's not like a one-off deal. Like there's more than one party involved here. Correct. He's already with the Twins, so it's like familiarity and stuff like that. So I don't know.
And it was a cheaper deal. How much did they pay?
Yeah, it was quite a bit cheaper. I think it was similar years, but I think it was quite a bit
Twins,
cheaper.
right? Twins. He is currently going to be paid. Where you at, dude? Why am I not seeing it?
What was it? 12?
Because I hit the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. Why does it keep coming up? Oh, their link is all jacked, dude. Hold on. There we go. Carlos Correa. 6 years, $200 million. So he's going to be paid 33 next year. Hold on. 33 next year, 37 and 26, 32 and 27, 31 and 28, and then 33 the rest of the way out.
That's a lot.
I tell you what, can you get them to pay some of it down?
So here's what we were talking about earlier.
Ooh, there's opt-out too. Hold on.
But don't forget why we didn't. don't forget why we didn't sign him, Eric.
His ankle's all jacked up.
Ankle.
And what was his
honestly, I don't know
what was his storyline this year?
I didn't think it was his ankle. Was it his ankle or is it something else?
I can't remember. I thought maybe because I remember reading
it's
something
a
about
lot of playing time. You should look up how many games he's played this past season. I had him in my fantasy league.
I think it was 83. Yeah. I think he played 83 games this year, but the I think 2 or 3 years prior to that, he played fairly full seasons.
Yep. Yeah, he bat
310.
310, 14 home runs.
Yeah, he was on fire when he was out there, but he just crashed.
I think he's still damaged goods, Eric. I wouldn't want anything to do with it, and I don't think he'll want anything to do with the Giants anyway. So.
I think it's very interesting because if the way I look at Correa is he's basically an older Bichette. I feel like their bats profile very similarly because they're both not power bats.
Mm-hmm.
They're more contact hitters than anything. Correa's not fast, but I think Bichette's faster than Correa, but it's not like Bichette's a speed demon himself.
Right.
But I think a large part of that has to do with him playing on turf for so long. So I think you take him off the turf, he might shape up a little bit.
I think you're correct.
He might like, oh, hey, the knees aren't killing me, or hey, whatever. The hammies aren't as tight, and he speeds up a little bit. Correa, on the other hand, he's just slow.
Wow.
So you just got to deal with him being kind of slow. But,
Eric, I have an update for you.
Oh, here we go. Sharks update. What do we got?
I have an update for you.
8-0. It's getting close.
I know what you're talking about.
San Jose Sharks have scored again. It is now 3-1.
And who scored it?
Just waiting for that to roll in.
There you go.
A goal and an assist.
Yeah, I heard Correa's a good clubhouse guy as well.
Yeah, they say that he's a very good, like he'd be a good captain type of deal. You have Chapman obviously there as well, but the more the merrier. But like I thought it was interesting. The concept, because like I said, the Correa's bat and Bichette's bat are very similar. I don't think either one of them are inherently better than the other. It's when you look at the defense and then the longevity. I like Bichette more than Correa if you're going to go all out for someone, strictly based on age and strictly based on the fact that I think you take Bichette out of Toronto, off of that turf field,
off the turf, and he's
I
going to be better.
His legs, he'll literally have his legs back underneath him. And Correa's already in the part of his career where it's like I think he just turned 30 or is like right around
he's 30, 31, somewhere around there. Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe even 32.
I think he's a little bit younger than Chapman. And so you're already dealing with someone who has structural damage to his foot, his ankle, and in the back end of his career, or at least like the end of his prime of his career. So you're going to be paying down on years that are probably not going to be his best. I think those were left in with the Astros. And so I like the Bichette idea much more than the Correa. But when I heard the Correa idea, I was like, that's interesting. Like that's like 4D chess right there. Because if Posey does, and I was also saying this earlier today, if Posey pulls off a trade or a something like that for a Correa or for a Bichette, to me personally, I think that's more impressive than signing like a Juan Soto in terms of flexing his like GM capability or his president of baseball operations capabilities. Because at the end of the day, signing Soto is just going to be who can write the biggest check and offer the most years. It's going to be
right. It's not.
That's a straight shot.
It doesn't take a bunch of mental gymnastics, right?
Exactly. I think that would be a better test of like
gymnastics. Nice.
What kind of
big brain.
That was a good one. But yeah, it'd be a better test of like what's going on with Posey's capabilities and stuff like that. But I don't know.
I'm writing that one down for the radio.
Hey, Glenn, that's why I'm the host.
I'm just your sidekick.
But you know what? That's interesting. That's interesting because then, okay, so Well, here real quick, Senior. There's a couple of things I want to go here. He goes, but it needs to be established by Posey what the plan is. Rebuild or trying to win in 25. Well, Senior, answer me this. Posey was behind the Chapman extension. Does that sound like a rebuild, or does that sound like a guy who wants to win it like within a couple of years? That doesn't sound like a rebuild contract to me by extending Chapman 6 years when the guy was already at 30, right? I mean, that seems like it's more than just a rebuild.
Yeah, because why would you sign him now if you're rebuilding? That wouldn't make sense. You would let him go, and then you'd rebuild after that. You would just build the farm system up.
So then
go from there.
Here we go then. So basically it would have to be a trade for Correa, right?
Yeah.
And if you want them to pay down any of it, you're going to have to give up some players.
Yeah, the more you give up in your farm system,
the less you have to pay.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and I would be totally fine with doing that, and I'd be more fine with doing that for Bichette, so long as you get a Soto.
So you drop that 33 down to maybe 20.
Yeah, and then that's totally doable. That's no sweat off their back. Because that's basically, isn't that what they're basically paying Chapman?
Yeah, 25-ish, somewhere around there, right?
So you get 2 Gold Glove the left side of your infield's back to being Gold Glove, and is
got a point there. And then you got Fitzgerald at
second. Which he's shown perfect. Like, he's held his own at shortstop, which means he should not theoretically on paper have a problem at second. And he gives you what he gives you with his bat. I think his bat profile is more as a second baseman, anyways.
Right.
So that just kind of works out. I've kind of moved off of Kim. I was really high on him there for a minute, and I've kind of talked myself into Bichette.
Yeah, I kind of like the Bichette thing.
It's an interesting concept, and it's all contingent on health, of course.
Right. And that's another, again, if the whole Correa thing doesn't work, I mean, that's kind of a long shot. But getting Bo Bichette, come on, dude.
Yeah, we're
I would like that. And I don't think you have to give up a lot to get him.
Yeah, I think the Jays are less stuck on him than they are Vlad. I think they really want to keep Vlad.
Build around Vlad.
Yeah, I think they'd be more willing to move off of Bichette. And even so, I think that if the Giants were to get that or get him, do you think should that be something that they try and do before they get Soto to entice Soto? Or is that a contingency upon Soto? Because that's another thing that you have to think about is do you go, because with Farhan, it was, we're going to put all our eggs in the Aaron Judge basket and struck out with that one. And now we're picking up the pieces behind him. So do you try and learn from the mistakes of the past and get a Bichette first?
Well, you know who also played with Bichette, right?
Who?
Chapman.
When
he was.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And that was also mentioned today when I was talking to my bud. He was saying that I'm just saying Chapman played with Bichette, and
yeah.
The whole thing about I've been in contact with people who want to play here now, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know, speculation, but it's fun to dream. It's fun.
It is, man. That's one thing. That's the beauty of the off season. We could sit there and have all these different scenarios all
Christmas
talked out. Yes. Hoping, hey, what? Yeah.
I'm dreaming.
So long as it's not like last off season where we had to wait till spring training.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I think
there's too many good players.
Yeah.
And there's not like an Ohtani or something. Well, I guess Soto.
Oh, Soto is going to
be this year's Ohtani. But outside of that, there's not cascading. There's a bunch of really good players, but there's one star of the show.
For position players, it's 3. It's Soto, Alonso, and Adames. And after that, it just that's it. Pitchers
isn't
Corbin Burns, Max Fried, Jack Flaherty.
Stacked.
Yeah.
And Snell.
Snell. Yeah. Well, Snell should be at the top, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's a hell of a video game player, though.
I wouldn't get
now, you know what? Hey, what's up, Mo? Here's the key, though. We need to find out who the hell the GM is going to be. We aren't going to find that out until after the World Series. That, I think, will be a little bit more telling on maybe the direction, just by, what is the history of this person who's going to be the GM? Are they someone that goes out there and gets stuff done? Are they going to
I
be
hope
fairly
so.
new? I would think they're going to lean towards someone who has done this before, because you can't have two brand new guys at the top. You're not. You're setting yourself up for failure, right? Posey's never done this before, and if the GM has never done it before, man, that could get a little bit wonky.
Know what you don't know, and hire and delegate. That's going to be Posey's thing.
Absolutely. And look, he absolutely understands the game. I don't doubt that, not
100%.
one bit. And he knows the players in the league because, I mean, look, he's only 3 years removed, right? So he knows the players in the league. The only thing I think where he's going to have issues is, who do you scout? Who do you draft? It's going to be more about the minor league stuff rather than the major league stuff. That's my take. And then,
Which
of course,
he could delegate that.
Here's a huge factor is, he's also got a voice for ownership. So he doesn't look when he comes to the table, he's speaking not only for the GM, so to speak, but he's also speaking for ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mo.
No,
I believe he does, Senior. I can't remember what it is. I believe he does.
3-1 Sharks with 8:06 to go in the second period.
There you go. Well, who scored that third goal, by the way?
It was on the power play. Fabian Zetterlund on the power play for Michael Granlund, and Tyler Toffoli, who now has a goal and an assist. He was a big acquisition.
And the other guy, the Z guy, isn't he a young guy as well?
Zetterlund?
Yeah. Is he a young guy or no?
Young, but he's not a rookie.
Yeah, gotcha.
All eyes are on Macklin Celebrini, who's already got a goal and an assist. So
yeah, that goal was beautiful, by the way. Glenn, are the Blues any good this year? Real quick, Senior's asking.
I don't think. Kyrou, he's a good player. He's got a couple of goals already this year, and last probably 3 years he's gotten some decent points. But the Blues going with an aging goaltender. They've got Biddington in net. Although, while Biddington is their number one goalie, I mentioned to Eric at the top of the show, if you weren't with us, the goalkeeper tonight for the St. Louis Blues, he goes by the name of Joel Hofer, Hofer. Wears number 30. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, and he has not looked good early. Mackenzie Blackwood's in goal tonight for the Sharks. No surprise there. I thought Mackenzie would play quite a bit this year. Former New Jersey Devil.
Interesting. All
One
right,
thing,
there we go.
I know my hockey.
You know your hockey. There you go. Oh man, this is going to be interesting though. Again, I'm not hearing anything ever since the whole Posey thing. It's been kind of communication blackout from the Giants.
And you know what? Maybe that's for the better because
I agree.
Maybe it's like there's nothing going on right now. I'm sure they're trying to get all their ducks in the row for the GM stuff, and I'm
sure there's interviews going on as we speak.
They're scheming their plan right now for what they want to do. Soto. They're reserving the helicopter. They're buying all the landing strips and stuff like that.
Right.
For the tour.
And I tell you what, you know what the Giants need to do? Come on. I know he's a huge fan. I know he's been part of the Giants for a long time, but can they just maybe put Larry Bear out to pasture?
That was
you got Posey. He's part of ownership. He's now your Pobo. There's no reason to hear what Larry, because you were here when we read his little letter, right?
Maybe that letter was a farewell letter, Eric.
Yeah, it was just home. It's your home.
Yeah.
That's not what I want. As a Giants fan, that's not what I want to hear. I want to hear what Posey said is what I want to hear. What Greg Johnson said in his letter is what I want to hear. What Larry brought is just like, dude, come on. I know you want to be out there, but let's just let Posey be the face of the franchise and just call it good. Yes, Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Yes. Farhan historically overpromised and underdelivered. Feel like Posey wants to underpromise and overdeliver. Yeah, there you go. You know what that tells me, Ibrahim? Posey knows what the hell he's doing. He's been watching what's going on, and he isn't going to fall into that same trap that Farhan did.
We're quietly in the shadows.
Yeah. And you know those interviews are taking place right now.
Oh, 100%.
100%. I mean, it's funny
Which
because
is great.
I was talking about Ned Coletti's book, The Big Chair. He talks about that when he was in the process of trying to hire Joe Torre. And it was just like, it was like cloak and dagger, man. So people wouldn't be tipped off on, oh my God, why is Joe Torre in LA? You know, oh, he's been seen with Ned Coletti or whatever. You know, they kept it all on the down low. But yeah, what's up, Johnny? So we'll see what happens.
I think that's as frustrating as that is from a fan's perspective, because obviously you want to be sitting at the big boy table with them and knowing what's going on at every step of the way. Like, oh my God, they talked to such and such today, whatever. I do think it's best to temper the expectations. Right. And it's like same thing. It's like Christmas list stuff. It's like, oh, I don't think I'm going to get this. And then you open up the big box under the tree and it's like, holy cow, I didn't expect that. That's awesome. That's so awesome. So,
exactly.
Like, we need to be reminded of what that feels like. And I feel like Posey, if I were a betting guy, and I'm a betting guy, I would definitely bet on Posey being the guy to bring that back. So if there was ever a time to be excited, I guess now would be the time to be excited.
Yes.
And now that being said, if this offseason sucks and it's more of the same crap from the last 6 years, that's going to be real tough because there's not another Juan Soto right around the corner.
And that's so the thing, guys.
And we're really screwed if this goes south.
That's why the general manager decision is so important, though.
Yeah.
That's, you see, and this
Very
is why I come back to with that Soto. It's his age. This doesn't happen often. Yeah. No. I know that everyone wants to hang their hat on Bryce Eldridge. I get it. I understand it. But how many times, and I'm not saying it's going to happen with Bryce, you put all your eggs in a basket with this one prospect and he gets to the big leagues and it just doesn't pan out.
Exactly.
Right? Juan Soto is a proven product. Since the age of freaking 19, he's a proven product.
Absolutely.
Do you see what I'm saying? And he's at an age where you can have a lot of success for a very long time for whatever organization he decides to sign with. So you really got to understand, if you decide to not go that route, boy, you better know what the hell you're doing.
If you say that, and I'm just pulling numbers out of my butt, but if you say that a player's prime is from roughly 25 to like, let's say 32 on someone who's lasting whatever. So they get brought up and they start their MLB career around 25 to 32. That's like 7 years. So
7 years.
The fact that Soto had been brought up at 19 and like Acuna kind of the same thing, so on and so forth. Those years from 19 to 25 of him being so dominant, that's just bonus because he's now officially entering what should be his prime for the next 7 years.
Yes.
On top of what he's already done. And then after that, when he starts to like degrade a little bit, he just turns into a DH and hopefully extends that prime. So it's like the deal that you would be getting on Soto is very, like you were saying, it's generational. It does not come around very often. And Harper was a good example of that because he was fairly young. He was brought up young as well. Signed a long-year deal. Obviously, he's older now, but like at the time he was a free agent, he was fairly young. Acuna is the same way, although isn't he locked up with the Braves for quite some time?
Yeah, he signed a big contract, and it wasn't that expensive either.
Yeah,
which wasn't a big. But that allows him to still hit free agency, like in his 30s or 30.
That's the other thing that's so good about all that kind of stuff is like with Logan Webb, like we fleeced Logan Webb. Like he should have been paid so much more money than he was paid. But because he was in arbitration, all we had to do is buy out those years and then throw a couple extra million on top of that for the next couple years after his arbitration and call it a day. But like Pete Alonso, he doesn't fall into that same umbrella because he
No,
got called up later in his 20s. So you don't
he's a
get
free agent
those
where people are normally free agents and they're 30.
exactly. So it's totally a different. The same with Aaron Judge. It's like totally a different animal with dudes like Acuna and Harper a few years ago and Soto now. Because like I said, there's not a 22-year-old right now who's going to hit free agency when they're 25 or 26 who's on that same level, which is why it's so scary, because if they don't hit on something one way or another this offseason, it could be a deep hole to climb out of, deeper than we're used to. And we've been in a deep hole, so that says a lot.
Right. Senior brings up that, Eric, besides Bonds, the Giants literally have never landed a big-time top free agent hitter with every regime. You're absolutely correct. The Giants are in a little bit different position now, because while they have been a big market team for a while, this whole Mission Rock, it's making them quite wealthy.
It's crazy.
Right? Just a little bit. A little bit. So they're becoming a powerhouse when it comes to being a rich team where they could flaunt that money around wherever they see fit.
Yeah, and
now let's talk about Barry Bonds. I'm not 100% sure, but I bet you there is one man responsible for that.
I would agree. I would agree wholeheartedly.
Responsible of why Bonds. If it wasn't for that one man, Bonds would have gone somewhere else.
Yeah,
and that was Willie Mays.
I completely agree.
Right? There's I don't think Bonds would have ever came here if it wasn't for Willie Mays. But that being said, yes, the Giants have missed out. I get it. I understand it. But this might be a little bit different. All I'm saying, it might be different. We don't know exactly what was transpiring in all these different negotiations, to be honest with you, across all the regimes. We don't know.
4-1 San Jose lead, a shorthanded goal. I'll be back.
Oh boy, look, freaking San Jose on fire, man. Wow. Yeah, whoever's watching the game in San Jose, man. Whoo boy. Guys you're seeing a hell of a game, I guess. But I'm telling you, this is different. Well, it might not be different than Harper, because Harper he hit free agency pretty good.
Yeah, that was the closest comp I can.
That was a guy they probably should have got. Soto is right there as well.
Yeah, he wanted to come over, and
but maybe you had an owner who was a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. Middleton and Cohen and who else could you say? AJ Preller, even though he's not an owner, but who was it? Who was the owner of the Padres that passed away? He was pretty damn aggressive.
Oh yeah, he was just throwing it around all the time. Like,
he was a guy that got the guy. I mean, it's just who scored the fourth goal, by the way, Glenn?
Barclay Goodrow, the former New York Islander out of Toronto. He scored shorthanded, so the Blues are on the power play, but they're trailing 4-1.
Wow,
that's good news. Good news.
Wow,
good news. As
nice.
Roscoe would say.
Oh my gosh,
on their way to 10.
Unexpected, by the way. Sharks are we're not a good team last year. Thus the number one pick.
And honestly, the only thing Soto, you're not giving anybody up. You just have to pay the man.
Exactly. And what's cool,
and don't cry me poor. I don't want to hear it.
No, the whole the Giants, it's incredible, have a monopoly on Northern California.
Yes.
Entirely, both Major League sports or Major League Baseball and minor league baseball, because they have all of their complexes just stacked up within a couple
San
hours
Jose, Sacramento, and of course
you couldn't have a more it's legitimately a monopoly. So they are raking in money.
That's correct.
Nobody's business.
Yes. The only way you get Soto here, you pay him. And again, if he wants to be the guy.
Yep.
Honestly, because there's nothing else the Giants really offer, to be honest with you. Right? No. At this point, unless they're telling them, hey, we're trying to go for it now. We're going to just get everybody that we possibly can and win a championship. Maybe that sparks interest. But I think the route you need to go is Juan Soto, you're going to be the guy.
Yep.
You are the man. You may not be the leader, right? because that's
Yeah, but
something
you'll be the
different.
star of the show. You'll
But
be the
you're
star of the show.
you're gonna be the face of the franchise.
Yeah, for sure. And
He's not
would
getting that
love.
in New York. He'll get it in Boston. If he wants to stay in Boston.
Yeah.
He's not getting it in New York.
650 for 12. That's the number I keep saying to myself. That that needs to be your offer that you come to the table with. And just
650 even?
650 for 12. Because if you're serious, if you're like, I don't want these other teams who are like, yeah, we're gonna make a play, like whoever, pick a team. Yeah, we're gonna be in on it, and we could definitely sign Soto. We have the money for it. But then the Giants come in and they're 100 million, 50 million above whatever at 12 years. I don't see why that shouldn't get it done. And there's no reason to penny pinch and be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do like 580 for 10 or whatever. So something like that. They need to just blow his socks off right out of the gate. Give him the best press conference, or not press conference, a best tour of the stadium, and come play here, whatever. Call if he likes basketball, do the whole Steph Curry, all that kind of stuff, charade again. Pull out all the stops.
Yep. I see Justin talking about Heyman has reported about Soto. I don't believe anything Heyman says. I'm sorry. I just don't. I just don't. That guy, he's a writer. I get it. He puts out some decent content, but as far as that type of stuff, forget about it. Forget about it. I don't listen to that. Well, let's see. What's up, Instant? Heyman is speculating. There was something I saw in here. What was I thinking?
They need to CGI Soto, like a video of Soto hitting bombs into the Cove.
Oh, I know.
CGI him like MLB The Show 2025 or whatever.
Right.
Him hitting nukes into the ocean and entice him that way. Get Bonds in on that. Be like, hey, see that sign that says 104 or whatever, 105, I think now, because of Ramos's home run on the splash counter. You're like, you could add 25 to that in your career. You could add all kinds of think about that. It would look so much nicer if it said 130 up there, and that 130 is because of you by the time you're done playing baseball.
That's right. Do you think? I think most teams don't you think most teams would probably start about 500?
I think so. Something like that. 550.
Because I don't see him getting close to Ohtani. Because Ohtani is such do you think?
I don't know. Because as cool and novel as Ohtani being a pitcher is, I truthfully do think he's going to end up in the outfield sooner, probably, rather than later.
Exactly. Because he's going to break down.
And then at that point, Soto and Ohtani are both outfielders. Ohtani's going to be a much better defensive outfielder than Soto is, but Ohtani's also older than Soto is.
Right.
So you're not going to get him out there for as long.
That's right. That's true.
And he's going to degrade much faster because he's also a bigger dude.
Right. And bigger guys are usually susceptible to more
all that kind of stuff. So it's I don't know, 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Now, if Ohtani goes out and pitches for the next 5 years, then yeah, you have a better case and pitches well. Maybe not elite, but if he just pitches well, he's serviceable. Because I initially thought when Ohtani started doing his Ohtani stuff, that he was going to turn into the same way that Soto goes from playing the outfield to being a DH. Ohtani would go from being a starting pitcher to maybe I give you the 8th, and then I DH before that. So that would be his. I can still throw gas, but maybe I don't have the longevity that I used to have. So maybe now I'm a reliever, or maybe I give you a couple innings, I'm an extended reliever one day, but I DH more often than not. Something like that. But I don't see them doing that anymore. I think they're just going to stick with the bat, throw him in the outfield, and call it a day on that front.
Right. And another thing with Soto, man, you could throw him in a DH once he starts getting to that point where he can't be a damn an outfielder. You could throw him in a DH, and he'll prolong his career by
absolutely
Look at freaking Nelson Cruz. The guy was swinging a bat until he was 40.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Because there was a DH.
Exactly. Is Soto right-handed dominant? Like he catches and throws right-handed and just bats left? Or is he actually left-handed? Okay, so
I believe he throws right-handed. Yeah.
I was just thinking, but then Eldridge, because I was gonna say you could Bryce Harper him and turn him into a first baseman, but then if Eldridge works out, then there's no point for doing that. So
yeah, Eldridge is gonna be.
I stand corrected on that, but that would be an option for if and or when he goes to a different team. That could be a play that I could see happening. Although I don't know how good his glove is, just in general, because he's, like I said, he's a little suspect in the outfield sometimes. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think, like I said, I think 650 for 12. That's hard to say no to, because he was offered like 480 for 12 or something like that from the Nationals and said no thanks. I don't want to be a national.
Yeah, he turned down 450 supposedly.
Which that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. And he bet on himself, and clearly that worked out. So and he's, barring a crazy freak accident, going to get paid this offseason. And so I think, just knock his socks off. There's no point not to. Do not do what you did in the past with these other teams or these other players.
Don't forget, just a couple of years ago, that we had a guy who was going to be our shortstop, who was everything but the name on the dotted line. And everybody said he ain't coming. Money talks, man. Money talks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So when people say that, he'll never come here and we don't have enough talent to draw him here, dude, money talks.
And I think even more so
for
Soto,
I didn't, Johnny.
Because of his perceived non-loyalty to any in particular team. Like Grant, he doesn't have a home team. Oh, well then, he would be great. Little experiment at first, if that were an avenue for a team that was looking for something like that. Because ultimately, I think that's the game plan. If you're playing you're obviously playing baseball because you enjoy playing baseball, and it's a very lucrative occupation.
And let's not forget,
that,
Soto said that at the beginning of the season.
Right on, Haruku.
Right? Soto came out and said that. He said he will not turn down any team for any reason.
Yeah,
as long as he's getting paid.
There you go. Hey, and you know what?
I think that's a pretty hot take right there. I think that's a pretty hot take right there, Eric.
I know where you're going with that. Are you trying to say? I think we got.
You
know what? One. And you know what? It's solid because we just got his little sounder in. Let's hear it.
And now Haruku on baseball with a Giant Sports Talk Live hot take.
Look at that, man! He gets the music even. A couple of guys got the music. Oh, let's not forget this one. Oh, of course.
And now, skaters on baseball. Who's really Greg from downstairs with a Giant Sports Talk Live hot take?
Down there.
And there you go. Money talks.
I like that one.
People want the bet. There we go.
That was a good one.
Yeah, they got the music. Hey, but you got some dramatic stuff in there, Senior. Come on, man. See, you're making people jealous now, Glenn.
That's funny. He was really Greg from downstairs.
And was it more about the money, or is it more about he just didn't want to be in Washington?
I don't think he wanted to be
Is it more about the money, or is he just like, you know what? I don't want to stay in Washington.
There's no way he wanted to be a national, and especially not on, because correct me if I'm wrong, the years he was a national, they were not great. They were a rebuilding whatever team. And the reason that they're not where they were then now is because they traded Soto away and got a bunch of pieces that improved their team. So I don't blame him.
I disagree. They were a great team when he played there.
Well, I can't remember. I was not paying attention that much.
To they had Trey Turner, Bryce Harper.
Okay, well,
he won a World Series. He won a World Series, man.
Yeah, he won a World Series in, what is that, 2019? Is that 2019, right? Yeah.
All of his buddies were getting shipped away, and so he felt left
out. Soto has a chance to do something special, as Tommy D pointed out Saturday night. Win a World Series in both leagues.
There you go.
I don't know many. I honestly, I wouldn't know. I'd have to Google that
8
to see.
wins away.
Soto wants money. I think
Yeah.
I would agree with that, Haruku.
Yeah.
That's the common denominator. Okay, I got to see this. Hold on. Let me see this. He sent an email here.
I always love the winter meetings because it does feel like an early Christmas. It's like, oh man, in like 48 hours, 72 hours, the whole league gets a shuffle, which is nice.
Yeah, sometimes. The last winter meeting was. Remember
That
our
was
last
miserable.
memorable winter meeting?
Miserable. That was the most, and it was so sad too, because that was like the only thing I was looking forward to during that time. I was like, man, I can't wait to see where such and such goes or whatever, and it just didn't happen. Nothing
And
happened.
our the last guy we signed at a winter meeting, Eric, was Evan Longoria.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
what are you trying to see, Senior? Farhan said what? Or not Farhan. Listen to me. Posey said what? I'm trying to figure out what's being said here. Posey said we need a big middle of the order bat. Yes. When did he say that? Someone said that. I'm trying to remember when he said it. Oh, hold on.
it's so funny to me
more
how
than Soto.
Hey,
nobody's saying we don't.
yeah.
Hey, Glenn, you cover this. I'm gonna go find it. I remember. I think there was a tweet somewhere. I'm gonna try to find it.
There's so much general consensus across both people and like fans and people within the organization about the same exact things. It's like we all know what we need. We just need to get it.
He did say that. He said the middle of the order bat. He did say that. I can't remember where it was. I'll try to find it though.
Eric's over there working his magic. By the way, hey, Dr. Dilly, have you heard the news?
And what would that be?
That is, if you're in the market for a new credit card, all you have to do is visit bettercreditcard.com. Find the best credit card for you to apply easily and securely online at bettercreditcards.com. Top cards from all of the top credit card providers. Where? bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcard.com. Out of town scoreboard. They're going to the third period. San Jose has a 4-1 lead over the San Jose Sharks. Earlier tonight in the NFL, Niners won 36-24. That gets week number 6 and our fantasy league underway. Hey, Dilly, did you ever get your money from your other leagues, your baseball?
I did, actually. I got more than I thought I did, or I was going to, which was kind of a nice thing. So the way that works is it pays like normal for second, third. But then depending on the stat categories, if you are at the top of the stat category, I think that's a little something extra on top of what you would take for
you get a little bonus.
Yeah, so it incentivizes. So like if you're just lights out in the saves department, you get a little extra for saves. So I ended up taking wins or not wins. I took ERA and strikeouts in addition to taking third.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it.
Be interesting to see what happens in our football league this week.
Yeah, you guys will have to mention that throughout.
I've been looking over the free agent list, as Eric would say so succinctly. I've been playing mental gymnastics with the free agent.
There you go.
And
did I see that?
Yeah, my team at 4-0 lost last week, and now I'm getting a little nervous. Yeah, I got too many players that get little nitpicky injuries, so.
I'm looking to be 3-3 this week. I'm playing against, or I'm in a for funsies league, and got off to a good start. Yeah, just no money, just buddies doing buddy things. And so, so yeah, I got off to a good start, 1-0, and then quickly fell 1-3. And then I rallied last week, and so I'm looking to get back to being 500.
We got some guys who are just joining us. Cleveland beat Detroit today 5-4, so they will meet again coming up on Saturday. That is a 5:08 start. The other game, of course, the Yankees outlasted Kansas City 3-1, win the series, and move on. Tomorrow's the big game, though. Everybody's excited about Yu Darvish up against we don't know who. And the LA Dodgers.
Yeah.
Padres on the road. I think they're going to go with Yamamoto. I said to Eric before we went to the air, I said, you know what? They're going to go with Yamamoto because they're paying him.
Yeah.
They're paying him for days like this. Deciding
that's the most important game to me this whole entire postseason so far is that game tomorrow. Tomorrow. And also to a larger extent, if you really wanted to think about it, the Yankees moving on does not bode well for the whole Soto thing going on. Because the more games he wins in the postseason, the closer they get to the World Series, that's not favorable for teams that are not named the New York Yankees for signing Soto. Because I think that has some pull. Like you win a World Series but I guess with the Nationals, he won there and didn't seem to care much about staying.
No, you win a World Series, you move on. It's all about the money.
Yeah, I think that's what.
No other excuses.
Need to get that into my head.
The money. The guy's a free agent. He would have signed. He's going free agency. He's going for the money.
Yeah, I think you're right. I need the Dodgers to lose. I need to see
the Dodgers and Yankees. I predicted the World Series.
I need the Dodgers and Dave Roberts in particular to be hanging their heads low and having their tails between their legs, walking out of the dugout with a whole nother off season of just disappointment ahead of them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what happens. A lot of guys thinking that if the Dodgers go down, they're going to change manager. I don't think that guy's.
I don't think so either. And it's funny that you say that because I was actually talking about that a couple of days ago. I was saying it's so funny to me that a dude like Dave Roberts, who, he might be a great manager, but you would never know because you have the Dodgers lineup and the funding that the Dodgers have to field that lined up. So you can pretty much plug and play a manager into that and just it'd be all right. Like you're not going to crash and burn, so to speak. If you put Dave Roberts on the A's or you put Dave Roberts on the White Sox or the Marlins or whatever with their respective rosters and money, how much success or how much of Dave Roberts do you think you'd hear from compared to on the Dodgers?
Yeah, he's a victim of circumstance, no doubt about that.
Not to boot.
Justin says Los Angeles. Fine. Justin's covered all his bases. Los Angeles is gone if they get knocked out. Well,
there you go. There you go.
There it
is. The
is.
entire city of Los Angeles is just no longer in California. It is gone if the Dodgers lose.
Yeah.
Gosh dang it, I can't find it. I'm trying to remember what the hell it was, but I remember that being talked about. I can't remember where he said it. I can't remember if Posey said it or someone else said it about getting in the middle of the order bat.
I like it.
I could have sworn I saw that somewhere, and I can't remember where we saw it. I remember bringing it up on a show one time.
Right. Hey, I think I'm gonna have to head out. I've got homework to do.
Don't neglect your studies, Dilly. But hey,
this is I'm living in the future stuff. I'm getting ahead of the game. It's all
nice. Where are you going to school at, by the way?
I'm going to JC right now.
Nice.
And then I'm going to transfer out to a state college. So
sweet.
What do you study?
I'm business admin for transfer right now, and then I'm going to get a focus in marketing at the state college, and then hopefully go into real estate. And then be all real estate-esque.
Look at you. Nice.
So, we'll see. I don't know. It could change.
Oh, are you in the Central Valley or are you Bay Area?
Yeah, Central Valley.
Oh, nice. Right down in Modesto or something?
Yep. That region.
I know
there you go.
See, Eric? I never hear him say anything bad about Mission Rock. I know what he's
You gonna try to go to Turkey Tech?
Oh yeah, that is the plan.
There you go, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
What the hell is Turkey Tech?
You don't know what Turkey Tech? Stanislaus State. Yeah, it's California State University.
Only right smack dab in the middle of California.
Right in the middle of the breadbasket of California.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bunch of farmland, all kinds of tree nuts and stuff like that out here. That's what my family does. Consequently, that's what my podcast
almonds.
is all about.
Almonds are huge over there. Huge.
We farm we call them almonds because
yeah,
but
almonds.
we farm almonds, walnuts, and we got a little bit of pecans as well.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we've been
the
doing
only
that,
thing I've heard about the growing almonds is the whole it takes a lot of water, right? Isn't that the big thing?
that is like the stereotype of stereotypes. Basically, it's like they suck down all the water and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, yep, you're correct, but also food is good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dairies are heavy on water. If you want to really break it down, if you want to really break it down, the pounds of water per cow is ridiculous. But
that makes sense.
I digress. But yeah, that's that.
That's cool, man. Nothing wrong with that. So you're gonna knock out all your general ed stuff and the JC and transfer to state?
Yep.
That's
absolutely
the way to do it, man.
I'm right around the corner. Next spring, I'm transferring out and getting out of that place, and then
sweet, dude,
going
that's
straight
awesome
there. So
that
fast track,
awesome.
Fast track.
Hey, nothing wrong with that, dude. Not
For
at all. Get right to it, man.
For
Get it done
sure.
and start getting to the work.
Start life.
There you exactly.
Start for real life.
100%. There you go,
hey, bro.
Yep. Well, it was a pleasure, guys. I'll be on probably at some point in the future.
Sounds good, dude.
Keep on trucking.
All right, there is Ellie.
Is Skaters like hard of hearing? I thought he heard his intro. Are you going to do an intro for me and Christian? We already played it.
Man. I played it, man.
You know what I'm doing over here, Eric? I'm like not even into the show than I am.
I know. We're just jibber jabbering. Oh, they'll do that without the express written permission.
On the ice is Cairo.
Yeah,
he sends it down along the boards. In behind the Sharks net.
I can't play it on here, Johnny. It's going to be a copyright, dude.
And here come the Sharks.
Can't do it, dude. Oh, they're saying Yamamoto. They announce it.
Yamamoto? Not as of 2 minutes ago. Let me double check here.
Let me refresh it. No, I'm seeing undecided. I'm seeing undecided.
Probable pitchers, Darvish and undecided.
Oh, there it is. LA Dodgers. Yamamoto will start game 5 for the NLDS.
There you go. Big 9 strikeouts. 9 strikeouts tomorrow, Eric.
9 strikeouts.
Yep.
Just to prove it, there you go. From the Los Angeles Dodgers official Twitter.
He'd look good in the Giants uniform.
Will start game 5 NLDS.
Aren't there some other European players coming over, Eric, next year? Oh. Uh-oh.
What's uh-oh?
All right, it's 4-2. The Blues have scored on a wraparound. So it's 4-2 now in the third period.
Uh-oh. There you go. Yamamoto. Game 5.
All right.
And it looks like
tomorrow. 5 innings pitched, 9 strikeouts.
And Elon Musk has announced they are going to sell robots to people. Their own personal R2D2/C3PO called Optimus.
Oh, maybe he can be he'll be my co-host.
There you go. You get to have robots as your
It's okay.
The look on your face looked like concern there. Oh my gosh.
Grant Averill says, how is Daniel Gushing doing? I don't think he's played a game yet. He's playing for the Barracuda. He's not.
Is he one of the young guys?
He was already been cut and sent down to the minors. Oh, you're blacked out. Ooh.
Skaters thinks it's Vladdy. He's calling for Vladdy. It ain't happening, man. They're not going to get rid of Vladdy.
Oh, Greg.
They're not going to get rid of Vladdy. No way, dude.
Greg lives in a fantasy world.
So do I with the Soto.
I think we got
just
more.
on a different. He's on a different spectrum than I am as far as fantasy land.
Oh. Oh. Another 3-on-2. Ooh.
Oh, a 3-on-2.
Oh, it's a 3-on-2 for St. Louis.
Break. Ooh. What are
You know
they?
what a 3-on-2 is? Three guys up. 3 guys break out on your 2 defensemen.
Right. Yeah, great. That's a great question. I think it's I guess it's the whole rebuild, right? I'm guessing. Who else do they get that's going to instantaneously make that team better? I mean,
hey, Grand Admiral, why is the
know.
game not
I don't know.
on NBC California tonight? Are they not showing that? Is that where it's blacked out on you? Because,
yeah, Johnny, it's Yamamoto. Dodgers just announced it.
Yeah, Yamamoto tomorrow.
Yamamoto tomorrow versus Yu Darvish. It's the same game 1 matchup, right? No, because Cease was game 1. My bad.
Oh my God! You know who's at the Sharks game tonight?
Chardall.
Chardall's at the game.
That's what he said.
He must be. Can you imagine? Chardall must have the rally towel going, baby.
Oh, he's going nuts.
Imagine sitting next to him.
Seniors watching it on ESPN Plus in Davis.
Oh, right on.
All right, I think I'm all tapped out for now, man.
All right,
we'll
talk to you tomorrow night after the Dodgers and Padres. Can't wait for that one. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow. What time are we going out? Well, I guess after the last pitch. We'll see you then.
It's going to be a little bit later tomorrow. It's probably not going to be until 10 o'clock, maybe somewhere around there, because it starts at 7:08 or something like that.
I was going to do a Shark Bites tonight. We're going to go on the post game, but you know what? I'm not wasting my time trying to compete with
49ers
channels that have 50,000 views. Doing 49.
Yeah, I mean 49, dude. 49er, dude. That's the king of the hill right now, especially with nothing going on with Giants.
Yeah. But we're going to do a lot of post-game shows. Actually, I should do one, but it's not a good night for us.
But we appreciate you guys showing up here talking baseball, man.
There's more than I thought. So you guys always
we did good. Yeah, appreciate
they
the support,
play their
guys.
part, play their role. Yep. Good crew.
Absolutely.
Hey, you know who wasn't in here tonight? Guy must be like he must be just like taking a deep breath. Not a gamer's calm. Didn't bother.
Maybe he doesn't
early to bed. Good night rest. Big day tomorrow for him. Padre.
Dilly was not AI. He's
hey, you're gonna have to show me how you do that when you drop out. How you keep a little logo up there? I want to get a San Jose Shark logo.
Oh, you got to. Oh, you see those? Well, whatever.
And what is the little button that says solo layout? I'm afraid to hit it tonight. Oh,
there you go.
Oh. 4-3. Blues have just scored. Ryan Suter.
Uh-oh. Yeah, boy.
Right on cue, Curbs. There we go. We're going to go watch the rest of the Sharks game, guys. Hey, before we go, military history. When we got another one?
Waiting till the other shoe falls. Once
the world is at war.
Yeah, wow. It's a little bit weird. Not all of it. Once Israel retaliates against Iran, then I'm gonna go live.
Wait a sec. Eddie K's 24 says Guchin is playing tonight. Let me just double check that. Player stats for tonight's game. San Jose.
Oh no, it's a 508. What am I talking about?
Danil Guchin is up. The Russian is up, Eric. But he won't be up very long, buddy. They were winning at 1 point 4-1. He's a -2. So he's been on ice for 2 of the goals. And none of the Sharks goals. So that's not a good start.
Not good. All right, guys. I gave you bad information. The game actually starts at 5:08 Pacific. So we'll probably be on here around 8 o'clock, somewhere around there.
8:30. We can join for the dots if you want.
No way. I'm watching that game to the end. Watching that game to the end. I don't
Are
want
you
to watch.
really?
Oh yeah. If it's a blowout with the Dodgers, then if you want
the Dodgers are winning, after that 9 strikeout performance from Yamamoto.
You know what? Before we get out of here, who wins tomorrow, guys? Who wins that game 5? Don't use your heart. Don't use your heart. Who wins that game 5 tomorrow in LA? Is it Padres or is it Dodgers? Before we get out of here.
Dodgers, better team, home field. And about what? A $30-some million pitcher. That's my logic.
Okay.
Eric, Padres?
I'm waiting for the chat. Yeah, I'm going Padres. Dilly says whoever scores first.
How about whoever scores the most runs?
Yeah, you can't trade for both Vladdy and Bichette, skaters. That's too much. It's one. You're gonna and Vladdy's not going to be traded, man. It's going to be Bichette.
Yeah, the Blue Jays aren't going to totally implode their lineup.
Padres want it more. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to say Padres. They got to Yamamoto. They've gotten to Yamamoto a couple of times. I think they have their number. I think they have his number. But here's the thing. Could there be some deception? Is it Yamamoto maybe for 2 innings and then they bring in Flaherty? I don't know. But then again, the Dodgers kind of own Flaherty as well.
Flaherty.
Yep.
You could see him pitch. They're throwing. They're going to throw spaghetti meatballs on the wall tomorrow, Eric. Anybody who's available is pitching.
Yep.
Anybody.
Padres. So a lot of people. I don't see anyone saying Dodgers. Then again, I can understand that. A lot of Giants fans in here. A lot of Giants fans.
You said don't pick with your
don't
heart.
Pick with your heart. Pick with your mind. Yeah.
I'll go Dodgers.
Okay.
And if you crap on me tomorrow, I won't listen anyway. I when they start. See you, Eric.
Just gonna duck out. You're just gonna duck it out, huh? All right, guys, let's get out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow night after Game 5. Should be exciting. Go Padres.
Go Sharks. 4-3. 4-3 lead over at the SAP Center. 12:48 left in the third period.
There's a lot of game left. That's a lot of game left. All right, guys. See you tomorrow. Woo!
Bye, guys.
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.